Started at Simmons from high school. I watched the school grow, so it's been a wonderful journey throughout at Simmons. And I stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, so I have no other option to be successful because they paved the way. The great foundation they established for my generation and a generation to come.
Well, I'm the first college graduate in my family, so it's kind of a big deal. And to know the history behind Simmons and to be part of the legacy, it's an amazing feeling.
Going to Simmons was natural for me. It is a phenomenal feeling to know that I graduated from an institution that has produced Black excellence since 1879.
And having been brought up in the church, the ministers, a lot of them were graduates or had attended Simmons. Simmons has had a strong history within the Black Baptist Church, a long history. And to me, having graduated from an HBCU, especially Simmons, I consider it an honor.
I am so excited about graduating from Simmons College of Kentucky, to watch it grow to be what it is today and where it's going to, because I know this is not just where Simmons will be. I project along with the president that things are going to be greater than what they are now.
What brought me to Simmons was a passion for learning and to further my education. Wow, it means everything. My grandfather graduated, when it was Simmons Bible College. So that was always been in the back of my mind to graduate from not just college, but an HBCU. It means the world to me to graduate from the HBCU, not just because I'm Black, but because of, the culture and the family feel that you get when you're surrounded by people who look like you and push you to be great.
I believe it was back in the late 90s when I actually started my journey. A person that was working a full-time job and going to school trying to obtain my degree. And unfortunately, how life can be sometimes, you have setbacks and so forth. So, but then I came back again and again and again and again. And then I got to the point where I was able to go consistently. And initially, I thought to myself, why am I even participating in the graduation? All I'm getting is an associate's degree, and look how long it's taken me. And I thought about it. You know what? I got it. Yeah, it may have taken me a long period of time, but I got it. So I would tell these students that are on this journey, you get there. You may not get there as quickly as someone else that you know, or friends or whatever, but it's your journey. You stick to it and stay on it.
It's total pride, total pride. Since my eyes been open to what goes on in America as far as Black people go, I think it's a privilege and an honor to be able to attend HBCU. And I knew I had to finish this journey for my grandbabies. I want them to be part of the Simmons Nation, and I'm telling them the value of a college degree, and I wanted to make sure that I completed because I wanted them to see me do it first, and more so than just preaching to them and telling them to get it done.
It hasn't been easy, but since I started to go to school, 2 of my children have went back to school. Yeah, so it was life-changing when they see me and the struggles I went through, and I kept pushing through, and I graduated and motivated them to go and get their degrees.
Like, I identified with Simmons in the sense that being taught by people who shared my experiences, who knew my struggles, but also they pushed me beyond where I currently was at the moment. And coming to Simmons really changed my life in the sense that I could tell that they really cared about me succeeding.
When I first started out, I was scared to death. I had never been on a college campus. So I didn't do well my first semester. I did get a C though. And this is one of the reasons I love Simmons, because my instructor was adamant and she pushed me. And she said, Ms. Pamela, I need you to take fear out of your vocabulary. And I need you to push through, and I need you to write me something. Just give me something that I can grade. So I did. She gave me a C, and I was so proud of that C, which gave me the encouragement to continue to go on. I continued. I was working and going to school, but I felt such, enlightenment. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt important. For the first time in my life, I felt important.
And it's a difference. And the reason why I know it's a difference, because I have been to classes that are so big, you get lost in the crowd, but you don't get lost at Simmons. They take their time. They work with you. And that's what I love about that school.
Not being a traditional student, I'm able to use my experience and knowledge in my everyday life, because what I'm taught shows up. And I've already started a second career. I'm ready to retire from one and start another career. And that is directly because of my education at Simmons, and then particularly from Senator Gerald Neal, who was my professor at Simmons. And it's a big deal.
Well, I came across Simmons because, my previous universities that I was at, I ended up flunking out. And then I was done with school, and then a former student introduced Simmons to me. And I said I wasn't going to go, but I gave it a shot, and I'm really very grateful that I did.
My senior year, the band director came to talk to me about the program, telling me that they're building a foundation. So once I heard that it was a building school, I wanted to be a part of it and help in different organizations.
In the community, Simmons and the churches and the associations goes hand in hand. So it all fits together. And so I feel great coming from Simmons, because there's a relationship that continues, and it just makes me feel as if they remain a part of me, and I become a part of it.
I learned in Simmons to be yourself. That's who I wanted to be, a good God-fearing Christian citizen. Previous homeless in 2017, so I can relate to, and the guy's been in prison. I worked at District Church for 13 years, and I can relate to all of them. But being in the HBCU gives you the opportunity to relate to other students based on the reality of life.
It was just a very amazing experience. Learned how to think critical in understanding issues. And so Simmons really helped me understand how our people are hurting in the Black communities, and how America could do better by our communities, and what part can we play in it. And so with my degree, since I was 16, I've been wanting to work with women and families that have been through trauma or struggling to walk in their purpose. Because, myself, my mom was an addict for 18 years of my life. And it was really hard, but I had my mentors, I had my church, my pastor, my family support. And so I want to help give these resources to the community, and particularly families that have been through trauma. And we're going to pursue that. I'm going to help them be able to build wealth and be able to build strong family foundations.